What was going wrong?
Really for me, I just feel like we was all over the place in the beginning, and I just feel like everybody was just like we wasn't on the same page. But then in the huddles, at free throw lines and stuff, we just try to talk to each other and try to get on the same page, communicate, and like whatever we see, we gonna take it, and if it's open, we gonna take advantage of it. And then for me, just honestly, just I gotta get back in the gym and just work on my handle.
You too, man. What's going on? It's LNH back with another vid. And Emoni Bates and Mikey Williams have a serious problem. So let's break it down and get right into it. Now, of course, Emoni Bates, you guys know by now, this dude is playing for Memphis and things have not been going well at all. People have been calling him overrated because you guys know he was one of the best coming out of high school. Some people even compared him to LeBron James because he was on that Sports Illustrated, won Gatorade Player of the Year, was killing high school competition, and now all of a sudden those comparisons are gone. Now they just lost their recent game, and Emoni Bates overall, his scoring, his just ability and how he's moving on the court, people are even calling him an offensive and defensive liability, and there has been a ton of comments and people are not happy with how this dude is playing. Now I think primarily this is because of some of his stats, and if we look at these, we look at his most recent game, they lost to Murray State by 2 points and he only had 9 points. And this dude's stats overall right now, he's averaging around 11 points per game, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and only shooting around 38% from the field goal. Now, if you're being compared to LeBron James going into college basketball, a lot of people were expecting this dude to be performing way better than what he actually was. And I think that's the reason why people are so upset with how his overall game and just his overall play has been going so far. Now, Emoni Bates is 6'9", 190, and in this game against Murray State, he only had 1 rebound. 1 rebound at 6'9", there's definitely something wrong with that, and people are pointing to all of these stats, how he's been performing, and they really just don't think he is matching up to what he was hyped up to be. People said he would be compared to LeBron, and the way things are going, man, it is hard to see. And even when they played against Ole Miss, another game that they lost, and right now they're on a 4-game losing streak, they also lost that game, but Emoni Bates was only 1 for 10 from the field goal. 1 for 10. There is something going on with this dude, and this team really needs to figure it out if they want to turn things around, because they just went from ranked to being unranked. Emoni's name is pretty much going up into shambles. People do not like this dude at all, but there's something a lot of people are forgetting, and that's his age. Now, Emoni Bates, remember, is only 17, and even think about it, you can compare it to somebody like Bronny James. Somebody commented this as well. Bronny's only 17 as well and still in high school. So we have to remember that whenever we talk about people's ages, because for sure this dude is young, and definitely he reclassed up to go to college to work on his game and be in that college situation a little bit earlier on. And I think this is important to remember because he's supposed to be struggling, in my opinion. I think whenever you move forward a little bit earlier than you're supposed to, there's that opportunity for you to have hardships and struggle. But I think this is really going to show who's in it for the long run, who is really about basketball, can hoop, can really stick through it, stay in the situation and try to stay there and do what you can to get better. Or if you're really just not built for it, you quit and leave. And even times, Penny Hardaway actually put something out stating that Emoni Bates had thought about quitting after all the criticism and basically about everyone talking about this dude. Now, in my opinion, that is not a good thing at all. We definitely don't want to hear things like that because this dude clearly has talent, but it is just not going well here at Memphis at all. And people even believe that Emoni Bates should have never went to Memphis at all and should have just went to Michigan in the first place. And that's crazy to think about because remember, Michigan, of course, if we compare the two programs, it's definitely a huge decision and maybe even a risk to go to Memphis. Although they definitely have solid players, it was surprising that he decommitted from Michigan State initially and then went to Memphis. Now, in one of their recent games, this picture was actually posted where one of the Memphis players actually broke some of the glass while they were coming out of going into the locker room. And this is wild to me because clearly there are some crazy frustrations and we don't know who did it. Some people think it's Emoni Bates, other people think someone else did it, man, but there is something seriously going on with this squad. And people were even blaming Penny Hardaway as well, saying that he can't coach. And man, that's another factor as well. The coaching staff definitely plays a huge part part into how hoopers really perform on the court. I can't say it's everything, but it's definitely part of the equation that people need to think about whenever we talk about basketball players stepping on the court and hooping. Now, the other interesting part about this situation is that Emoni Bates, of course, is not going to be eligible to go to the NBA draft this year, which means he's going to have to make a decision. Number one, are you going to go to the G League, maybe try to go to a different college, or what is going to happen? And clearly, with the way things are going right now, I doubt this dude is staying at Memphis. He clearly does not look happy to be there with the entire situation, the pressure, how people are just talking down on his name. And at some part of this, yes, it is his fault because he's the one playing, he's the one on the basketball court making these moves. But then again, I think the situation and the team you're playing for, if other players are jealous that these freshmen are getting playing time, man, it just makes a toxic environment, a toxic situation. And hopefully that's not the case, but a lot of people are pointing to that even seniors were jealous of people like Emoni and Jalen Durham coming on the squad and getting that type of playing time where they're not really playing at all. And if Emoni is sometimes coming off the bench as well, man, I don't see him staying at Memphis too much longer. Maybe he'll transfer or even try to go to the G League and play there. But man, what do you guys think about this situation? Definitely interesting to see these early struggles going on for Emoni Bates. For sure, it is an interesting situation. Hopefully this dude can recover from this, continue to work, and things work out the best for him. But let me know, is he actually overrated or not? Let me know what you think. If he's going to stay at Memphis for another year, let me know. What does he need to fix as well? Drop it in the comment section down below. But on the other hand, man, we got to talk about Mikey Williams. Now, Mikey Williams, of course, you guys know this dude just had a game where he actually came back and was hooping, but there's something that no one is noticing about this game. Now, in that game, he actually had 33 points, was dominating competition, looked like he didn't skip a beat. But one thing that people are missing is Mikey Williams actually is again sitting out. He sat out in his most recent game and actually posted a picture on Instagram where his finger was actually still hurt. And that's the reason why he's been out. It looked like he had some type of fracture or maybe something happened with his finger where he injured it and has clearly not been able to play. Now, in my opinion, you guys remember Mikey Williams is ranked pretty highly on the ESPN rankings. And some people were even pointing and wondering if this was going to affect his rankings at all. Now, in my opinion, whenever hoopers are out and not playing, it can affect your rankings, but I think Mikey's name is out there so much, people have seen his game, what he can do. I really don't think it's going to affect it at all. It's almost whenever we talk about people like Mikey and Bronny, you have Bronny on one hand, which is he's hooping, he's been playing very well in his most recent games, and I think his ranking is going to increase as well. Now, he was ranked 49th, and I believe Mikey Williams was ranked about 11th, but whenever you sit out, it's always a question of if you're going to still be ranked that highly when you come back or not. And clearly Mikey is on his way back from his injury. And what's funny is whenever we talked about Mikey being injured and Bronny being injured, people make them completely different situations. Now, some people always like to say Bronny needs time to come back and recover, but whenever Mikey Williams get injured, a lot of times he comes back in these games and drops 20, 30 points his first game back, and people don't even bat an eye. But of course, I will point to the fact that the type of injury definitely matters. Some can be more severe than others, and Bronny's probably was more severe than Mikey Williams. But man, he actually scored that. What do you guys think about his injury? It looks like he will officially be coming back pretty soon, as long as his finger does actually heal and recover, and it looks like that's what's happening. But of course, Bronny was partially injured too, was on minutes restriction, so I guess only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see how these dudes' injuries do pan out. But let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below, about the injuries. How do you think they're going to perform in the future? Is Mikey Williams going to get D-ranked? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure you like this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Sub to the channel. Again, comment any video suggestions, any hoopers you want to see on the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Selling H and M out.